It's 12 o'clock. This is Starr Midday News here on Star 103.5 FM. My name is Awisi Dede Jange. And this afternoon, public health analysts the questions basis for calls by Registered Nurses and Midwives Association to scrap diploma and certificate nursing courses across various health training institutions. A coalition of NAPCO trainees threatened massive demonstration over unpaid arrears. And later, Auditor General indicts Sophia Kufu-led National COVID-19 Trust Fund and Road Safety Authority over purchase of 60,000 Ghana cedis worth of storage devices for drivers, which never went to the intended beneficiaries. And later, tech giant Microsoft says it is taking mitigating action to deal with impact of IT outage after Windows devices worldwide crashed. Details of these stories and many more coming up shortly. Stay with me.
Star News is coming to you live on Ultimate 106.9 FM in Kumasi, Empire 102.7 FM in Takrady, Zeps 95.9 FM in Zebila, Nissim 100.1 FM in Lamshao, My Star Radio in the USA. Also live on Facebook on Star 103.5 FM and on starfm.com.gh around the world. This is Star 103.5 FM. Star News. Informed, in depth, in touch.
Many thanks for choosing us this afternoon. To our first story, a public health analyst, Samuel Arthur, has questioned the basis for calls by the Registered Nurses and Midwives Association to scrap diploma and certificate nursing courses across various health training institutions. The constant calls by the association for the elevation of nurses and midwives to the degree level also has the approval of the Ghana Nurse and Midwife Trainees Association. Well, even though many health experts have described the move as unnecessary, the Registered Nurses and Midwives Association believes the shift will ensure a more qualified and professional nursing workforce. Here is Secretary for International Relations Affairs of the Nursing Trainees Association, Mr. Amponsa, speaking to Star News earlier today.
The fees that a diploma student pays per semester, it is almost the same. Now, a student training nurse pays not less than 4,000 Ghana cedis for a semester. And in the year, we have 2 semesters, which is, looking at the money, it is even more than our colleagues who are in the universities. So we are looking at this. Currently, when we look at the standard of nursing care, it is rated at the degree level. Or when even somebody wants to go out to pursue nursing, for example, when somebody wants to move from Ghana to either Canada, the minimum requirement is that you have to be a degree holder. But when we look at the workforce currently in the Ghana Health Service, for nurses, you will see that we have over 60% of these certificate and diploma nurses, whilst we have only 40% of those who are degree students. So we, as students, we are also calling for the total cancellation of the certificate and the diploma nurses.
So you had there the Secretary for International Relations Affairs of the Nursing Trainees Association, Linof Ampunsat, speaking to Star News earlier. But a public health analyst, Samuel Arthur, who is questioning the basis for this particular call, has joined me on the phone for more. Samuel, many thanks for joining us on Starr Midday.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm pleased to be on the show.
Very well. Why do you question the basis for this call in the first place?
All right. So thank you, and let me say a good afternoon to your cherished listeners now. So now one would want to find out why this cancellation and why at this time. So any time we want to initiate or take any step of policy, particularly if it has to do with training within the educational sector, particularly in the health sector, it's important that we look at what training is it. After the training, what service the person or what knowledge the person has, and how the person can also come in to contribute their quota within the the health delivery chain. So that's what it's supposed to be. Now I'm finding out what is the need for cancelling this diploma program now? Is it that it is outdated, outmoded, and we don't need it? Is it that once people get out of it or they qualify with a diploma, they cannot fit into our health system or may not be able to deliver any service of that kind? What exactly is this? You see, when it happens like this, it brings a lot of confusion because we are looking at students, we are looking at parents, people actually put their children in school and they also offer programs based on certain aspirations or career paths that they have chosen. Now, along the line, we have people already who have aspirations, people who already have passed out in that, and others who probably are in school now. What do we do with those people? Have we been able to engage all of them in a manner that now we think the policy is right that we can actually go ahead and implement? I just don't know, but for me, we may have to get more and further particulars to the reasons why we are bringing.
But Samuel, the nurses are arguing that this call will elevate nursing education to the degree level, and to some extent is going to improve professionalism and competence. Why do you think it's unnecessary then?
I do not actually doubt what they are saying, but the point is, do we want everybody to be a degree nurse? What does it mean to be a degree nurse? What extra professionalism comes to play? If it has to do with specialization and other expertise, I really don't have a problem. But let's look at the degree program. Let's just suppose the two together. What is deficient in the diploma such that? Or are we looking at the world market? You see, we should be preparing people for our market first and look at how then we can match them to the world. But if we say we want to go by the world standard, when our chiefs, when our health centers, when our district hospitals, even some that I visited last night, we still have people being treated on the floor because there are no beds in the emergency. So, what actually is our priority? Is the training for the diploma people not is it deficient? Listen, it's important that we have various classifications or level or cadre of people within the health system. Within the health system. If everybody is a degree, then what then happens? We'll get to a point where even the seniors within the facility we have to say that they need to get a degree. What does the degree bring to the table? What are the things we want to find out? The diploma nurses, what are they delivering? Is it that we don't need them again? Of course, people have the option to upgrade if they want to. But to say that everybody has to be a degree nurse, for me, that it really doesn't work. See.
So do you also believe that there are going to be potential drawbacks or challenges that healthcare institutions might face if, in case, diploma and certificate courses are phased out?
The first person I want to look at is the student, whoever aspires to be a diploma nurse, who already is in there, and what their aspirations are and what this means to their aspirations. Let's be careful when we are dealing with people's lives and what they aspire to do. Now, I just want to be sure, probably you may have to find out from the ministry what exactly diploma, degrees in nursing will bring, what specific change. Now, you have a degree, somebody comes out with the degree and you want to post them to the shift somewhere low down there in the rural. Let's get serious. We tried this with the national service thing where people are posted to rural areas and don't want to go. Why do we still want to get people to go for it? So if we have people within the middle ladder so can give us some service and also are professionals in their own right. In any case, there are people that came out, people that probably even were they were not registered nurses. There were people, there were road nurses, people that were delivering all kinds of services based on training that they had. So for me, it's about the kind of service we give. It's about the facilities that we have built and the machinery and the equipment we have. It's about the supplies and all that. It's not about the qualifications. We have enough health personnel and professionals.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much, Samuel Arthur. That was a public health analyst, Samuel Arthur, who is questioning the basis for calls by Registered Nurses and Midwives Association to scrap diploma and certificate nursing courses across the various health training institutions. You're still listening to the Starr Midday News. To other stories, Coalition of the Nation Builders Corps trainees have threatened a massive demonstration over their unpaid arrears. The NAPCO trainees have been chasing government for their arrears spanning several months. Despite various assurances, according to them, government failure to remit payment has led to a widespread frustration among trainees Well, the Finance Ministry has responded to the aggrieved NAPCO trainees. And my colleague Obed is in the studio with details of that statement. Obed, what more do we have?
Right. So, Dede, just as you mentioned, after 5 months of frustration, where NAPCO trainees petitioned the Ministry of Finance over their unpaid allowances, they have received a response from the Ministry of Finance. And the response from the Ministry of Finance is that they should direct the petition to the presidency because NAPCO falls directly under the presidency. And I'll read excerpts of that response to the petition. And the petition was signed by the Chief Director of the Ministry of Finance, Eva Salba Mens. And it reads that we acknowledge receipt of your letter dated 5th February 2024, petitioning the ministry to pay 8 and 9 months arrears of erstwhile NAPCO trainees under the then NAPCO program. Now, it goes on to say that the NAPCO was under the office of the president, and therefore any outstanding payment of the program will have to be directed and validated to the Ministry of Finance through the office of the president, and they are therefore advising NAPCO to direct the petition through the office of the president for onward submission to the Ministry of Finance so that they can be validated. And so that's what the ministry is telling the NAPCO
asking
trainees,
them to go to the presidency.
the presidency.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Obed. That was Obed, my colleague. They're giving us a set of a statement from the Finance Ministry on the back and forth between the Finance Ministry and the NAPCO trainees. Let's still to other stories. The Auditor General has indicted the Sophia Ekufu-led National COVID-19 Trust Fund and the National Road Safety Authority over the purchase of 1,200 storage devices worth 60,000 Ghana cedis. According to the 2023 Auditor General's report, the storage devices, which were meant to be distributed to drivers to enhance COVID-19 sensitization, never went to the beneficiaries. My colleague from our research desk here at EIB, Christabel Afo, joins me in the studio with details of the report. Christabel, what are the details?
Okay, so during the COVID-19 period, the government established the COVID-19 Trust Fund, and then they signed an agreement with the National Road Safety Authority to purchase some pen drives worth 60,000 cedis. That was amounting to 1,200 pen drives to be distributed to commercial drivers to sensitize them on the COVID pandemic. So that was what they were supposed to do. But during the 2023 audit, that's at August 2023, when the Auditor General's team went to National Road Safety, they realized that the pen drives or the USB devices has been purchased, but it has not been distributed to the targeted people or the beneficiaries. So that was what the report was mainly about.
Right. We understand the National Road Safety also gave a response. What were they saying?
So when Auditor General made these findings, they spoke to the National Road Safety, and then one Madam Pearl Adusu Satekla, who is the public relations manager for the National Road Safety Authority, said that the pen drives, they purchased it, but the reason why they didn't distribute the pen drives was because the COVID-19 Trust Fund did not give them the information or the videos they needed to upload onto the pen drive. That's why the pen drives were blank and just there. So after that, they are saying that they bought the pen drive, but what to put in the pen drive is not there. So it's on the Trust Fund to provide the information they are supposed to put on the pen drive before they can also do their needed.
Okay, I'm sure the Auditor General also gave us some recommendation.
Yeah,
what
so
were they?
From the response that the National Road Safety Authority gave, the Auditor General had no other option than to ask them to load the information and then do the needful, because right now COVID is over. And then you've purchased 60,000 cedis worth of pen drives and it hasn't served its intended purpose. So he asked them to do that. That's basically
Okay, thank you so much. That was my colleague, Krista Bolafo, giving us details of the Auditor General's report indicting the Sophia Akufu-led National COVID-19 Trust Fund and the National Road Safety Authority over a purchase of over 1,200 storage devices worth 60,000 Ghana cedis. Let's stay on election-related matters because the Member of Parliament for Sisela East, Amidu Chinya, has denied any involvement in acquiring state land for personal use following accusations by the Deputy National Communications Officer of the NDC, Malik Basintali. This is on the back of an expose by the Member of Parliament for Nocton, Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa, who alleges that some NPP appointees are complicit of acquiring state lands for personal use. Here is Malik Basintali speaking earlier with Selwa Amehie.
Honorable Chinya was Deputy Minister. Yesterday, I heard him ranting on Good Morning Ghana 2 days ago that President Mahama bought this, President Mahama bought that, bought the state land. When he was asked to prove, he failed to do so. But little did he know that he himself has been a culprit so long as the dissipation of state property is concerned. As we speak now, his radio station is on a land in Tumu. That land was a government land. It belonged to the local assembly. His radio station is there. How did he acquire that land? Number 2, close to the stadium in Tumu is government land. As we speak now, he's putting up a filling station there. How did he acquire that land? State land. Yet, he sat on TV and was mentioning President Mohammed's name as if that was even true. Meanwhile, you have been acquiring state property. The land where you stayed, the property you stayed as deputy minister in Wa, the land just next to it, he's acquired it. How did he get it? State property at a residential area. It's now in his name, Chinya. As if that was not enough. His brother, direct brother, is also called Chinya, Baka Chinya also. His driver was also part to form that company. His brother is called Abdel Bazak Chinya. His driver is called Dimbie Yahya, and his direct cousin is called Olatunji Amuda. They formed a company called Batowese. Came to him as deputy minister, together with his minister at the ministry, and he awarded a contract, a road contract worth 12 million to his own brother. They captured all the projects in Tumu, Sesala, his constituency, and decided to execute it as one family, as if we didn't have contractors in Tumu. What saddened my heart, Sewa, is that after the awarding of contracts to his own brother, which sparks traces of conflict of interest and to a larger extent, massive corruption, they took mobilization and failed to do the work. As we speak today, that road has been abandoned in his own constituency. So I kept saying that, look, if you even want to be wicked to your own constituency, at least if you want to engage in family and friends, if you want to be corrupt in your own society, you should take the contract and execute it. You don't take it and leave it. Today your people are struggling, your own constituency. Are you happy, Mr. M?
So he had the Deputy National Communications Officer of the NDC, Malik Basintali. But the NP has denied any involvement in acquiring any state land illegally. According to him, the state property currently in his name were acquired through proper legal process. Take a listen to him.
I never bought any state land in Wa. The land he's referring to is not state land. It's completely false.
Okay.
Which of the lands?
I mentioned
he mentioned Wa. He mentioned Wa.
Which one is Wa? The one by the minister's bungalow.
In fact, he still occupies the bungalow. It's still in his
me.
Yes, your people are there.
It's not true.
Okay.
I left there long ago.
Okay.
In fact, it was given to the military. The land he refers to are government lands. Where he's talking about the station, the radio station and the filling station.
They are government lands.
They are government lands.
You bought them.
Yes.
Please, Malik, hold on. Let me
Let's go.
And
I am saying that
today
it is not a crime.
Okay.
If it is a crime, Malik should let me know. Where did I say that?
Oh, wow.
I have never said that.
Wow.
Buying state land.
Okay.
I have said this over and over, even on this station.
Okay.
That it is not a crime, but there is a procedure.
I see.
So he had that the Member of Parliament for Sisala East, Amidu Chinia there. Let's go to Parliament because the Minister for Finance, Dr. Mohamed Amin Lamte, is expected to present the mid-year budget statement next week, Tuesday. The presentation, which will be the first for the minister after his elevation to replace Ken Ofori-Atta, is not expected to contain a supplementary budget given the current economic conditions in the country, according to government. Presented a business statement for next week, a Deputy Majority Leader, Patricia Appiah-Jay, disclosed the modalities for the debate on the minister's statement. Take a listen.
Mr. Speaker, the Business Committee has programmed the Ministers for Finance to present a statement on the mid-year review of budget statement and economic policy of government for the 2024 financial year on Tuesday, the 23rd of July 2024. And Mr. Speaker, the Business Committee looks forward to a lively and well-informed comment on the statement by members for the following 3 days. And in order to afford many members opportunity to comment on the statement, the committee has proposed time allotment. Majority and minority leaders 30 minutes, chairpersons, ranking members of committee 15 minutes, and all other honorable members 10 minutes. Mr. Speaker, the Business Committee proposes the debate for each be structured according to specific sections. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, in accordance with Order 216 Section 2 and subject to Standing Order 67 of the Standing Orders, the committee submits to the House the order in which the business of the House shall be taken during the week.
So you had the Deputy Majority Leader, Patricia Appiah-Jay, speaking there. But let's stay in Parliament because officials of the Electoral Commission are expected to brief Parliament about the recently held limited voter registration exercise and preparations towards the December 7 elections. This follows persistent demand from the minority for the Jean Mensah-led commission to be made to face lawmakers and speak to the challenges of the processes leading to the general elections. A second Deputy Speaker, Andrew Amarko-Isiama, announced the presence of the EC officials during the presentation of the business statement for next week. Yeah, except.
Worried about how our observations and concerns, anytime we raise them here, little attention is paid to them. For instance, for the past 3 weeks or so, we've been asking leadership to arrange for the Electoral Commissioner to come and meet committee.
Honorable Yusuf, hold on. Were you here yesterday?
Yes, I was here.
What was the announcement?
That's because if you allow me to make my points, perhaps your concern would have been addressed. I was here when the Minister of Education and Labour came to meet the committee.
Yes.
All right. But what I'm saying is that...
So when we were adjourning, the time we were adjourning the House, what was the announcement? We said the Electoral Commissioner will be here today.
Mr. Speaker, I'm coming to that. I just want to emphasize on the fact that we are expecting her. And we are doing our too, waiting for her. And we were very happy.
Honorable Yusuf, you can, if you have any other issue, you can raise it. Because this particular issue, you raise it. We have invited the electoral.
So you had excerpts from Parliament. It's time for sport, and Jones Aji is in the studio with the very latest. Jones.
Well, so Ali Jara is in the story. We've been talking about Ali Jara, and then of course he's a goalkeeper who has done well. So what do you do when life gives you lemons? It's a cliche, right? So, well, sure, you made lemonade, but trust me, Ali Jara, when he faced a lot of challenges, he decided not to give up. And here's a story that Nana Ama tells of the former Ghanaian goalkeeper who lost his ability to play football but decided to give back to the society.
They've got an opportunity to be forward here now. Jan is on the right. He'll go for goal with a shot. What a start here. Kevin Prince.
Ghana's football scene is largely dominated by the senior national team, the Black Stars, in terms of support and following. However, the amputee team, the Black Challenge, have embarked on a remarkable mission by excelling in every tournament they participate in. They are winning over the heart of Ghanaians, even challenging the Black Stars' popularity. They credit much of their success to their technical director, Ali Jarrah.
Chance to operate, to play to suit them.
Once a legend in the Under-17 national team that won the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in 1991 and placed second in 1993, Ali Jarrah was adjudged Ghana's most promising player of the 1992-93 football season. That supposedly was the end of his football story. Ali Jarrah would subsequently have series of body pains that left him paralyzed and dimmed his glittering goalkeeping career. He was broken and depressed about it, but he picked himself up and challenged the national amputee football team to greatness. Challenging himself to a position riddled with challenges, Ali Jarrah put himself forward to raise the team on higher pedestals on what was obviously an uneasy road.
You will not find disability. Disability will find you. So I take it upon myself. Let them know that they can play to that level. We've been able to convince people from street to teach them how to play football. So see how difficult it is. Some people, when you talk, they don't mind, but due to my need, when you talk to them, they are able to at least listen to whatever.
On June 12th this year, Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf criticized the Black Challenge for accepting donations from individuals, including ex-President John Dramani Mahama, after winning consecutive AFCON titles.
I've asked the president of the Ghana National Para team. We have seen that you have received a lot of donations, which is good for us. You should account for it because it's for the state, it's not for you. And he has indicated that he will definitely come and account for it. And government will then see what we'll do to complement whatever you have received already.
Well, so that was a story of Ali Jarrah. Of course, the full story will be played on the game at 1 p.m. on Star FM and then on Start Today as well. Don't forget, I will be live on GH1 TV at 1 p.m. as well. Well, that's all for sports. My name is Jose Aji.
Thank you, Jones. Two other stories. SOS Villages Ghana has waded into the ballooning unemployment rates in the country, calling on government to begin deliberate investment into skills training. The not-for-profit organization fears Ghana's security cannot be assured if thousands of youth remain without jobs. The charity organizations made the call when it met the youth in Kumasi on International Youth Skills Day. There's more in this report.
With less than 5 months to elections, Ghana's youth unemployment rate, which stands at some 14.7%, is tipped to lead campaigns. The opposition NDC is flying high. A 24-hour economy alongside a promise to train an army of 1 million coders to create jobs. The governing MPP is banking on the digital revolution and its existing flagships like the One District, One Factory to turn the corner. Speaking on the back of the commemoration of World Youth Skills Day, Programs Manager for SOS Children's Villages, Kumasi, Bernard Amwako, expressed need for government to double up efforts at creating skill banks to prevent the youth bulge from becoming a threat to the country.
It's important that we are able to reduce unemployment drastically in our country so that does not go against even our national security. We need people to be able to find jobs, to be able to earn income to take care of their family. So if we all leave them and we don't support one way or the other to get them to do something, we'll get to a point where we will not like what we see. Fortunately, we try to support these young people to be able to start their own businesses or to find jobs. They all have their strengths and their weaknesses, so we try in our programs to build their strengths.
Well, you heard the report by my colleague Ivan Heathcote Fumado. We'll bring you the entire report in our subsequent bulletin. But before we go, Microsoft has said it has taken mitigation action to deal with the lingering impact of the IT outage that affected clients' devices. This comes after a widespread report that American cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike, which produces antivirus software, had issued a software update that caused Windows devices to crash. Here's a NewsDesk report.
A little over an hour ago, head of global cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike, George Kurtz, tweeted the company was actively working with customers impacted by a defect found in a single content update for Windows hosts. He explained this was not a security incident or cyber attack. His statement followed widespread reports that CrowdStrike, which produces antivirus software, had issued a software update that caused Windows devices to crash. Earlier today, there was pandemonium in various corporate offices across the globe after Windows machines suddenly displayed the blue screen of death. Major news networks, including Sky News, suddenly went off air as a result. And because all the machines affected were running on Windows software, Microsoft initially took the hit. However, checks have now revealed the source of the problem to be a defect in a content update for Microsoft Windows devices. Cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike then admitted one of its updates caused the problem. According to the BBC, the outage has caused chaos worldwide, with major banks, media outlets, and airlines among the victims. Many flights have been grounded with queues and delays at airports, while shops and communications have also been hit. Microsoft has said it is taking mitigation action to deal with the lingering impact of the outage. CrowdStrike shares plunged as much as 21% in early pre-market trade. Microsoft also lost ground as the travel and leisure stocks as investors weighed the potential disruption for holiday makers.
And that brings us to the end of the Starr Midday News here on Star 103.5 FM. For more news, log on to starfm.com.gh. Have a wonderful afternoon.